We are here at the second annual Leadership Development Summit for Women in Higher Education. Basically, the main aim was to create awareness, also to create space for advocacy, but also to create a platform for women leadership in higher education to come together and share experiences from one era to another, and also to see what are the things that are needed in order for them to be able to advance the cause of women in leadership in higher education.
Africa was completely broken up, as we all know, and that was formalized in 1889 during the Berlin Conference, and that displaced our cultures, that broke us up, and we know that that move was inspired or instigated by the need to trade and seeking profit. It was quite important to see how we veered away from the initial purpose of higher education, where traditional authority, culture, indigenous knowledge systems were veered, were important. And I've traced that to the Berlin Conference, where, especially in Africa, where Africa was divided up, and that had a negative effect on cultural coherence, because when a river now divides a country where people used to be a family, and all of a sudden they are Botswanas or they are called South Africans on the basis of Berlin Conference, you can imagine the devastating effects of that, and how we replicated those divisions in how we teach history, in how we teach geography. So when we are transforming our curriculum, we need to address these diversities. We need to address these systems that fractured Africa. I just want to emphasize that in the higher education sector, leaders needed to focus on massification, opening up access, because we were newly independent. This massification has come with unprecedented benefits and unprecedented problems. Because with massification, what have we done? We are putting our students in a pressure cooker. We are generating academics that probably needed to stay longer in the system just to mature. And there is something else we are doing. We are promoting a culture of certificate holders instead of promoting a culture of mature academics that are completely developed in terms of their multiple intelligences. Collaboration in the education space requires a rethink in how our students even choose the curriculum. I made an example of the big move internationally towards micro-credentials. So the cooperation requires, firstly, that a faculty of science doesn't see itself as different or as a silo to a faculty of management or faculty of agriculture. That cooperation must happen across disciplines, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary. That cooperation must happen right at the bottom, at primary school level, at early childhood development level. We mustn't separate and marginalize 50% of talent on the basis of gender. So that cooperation has got to be seen as a lens to build, because you won't go far if even as an entrepreneur you work alone.
Perhaps some of the things that we think are problems are not actually problems. So when there's collaboration, you then discover there's more value, and you begin to widen your perspective about the things that you need to look at. So I will be one person who will be very much willing to push for that kind of collaboration, to put for establishment of the various chapters that can come together and come up with a bigger movement that will not only empower women, but that will empower communities.
Higher education institution needs to cease to be ivory towers. We need to be able to be part and parcel of our communities. We need to be able to come up with solutions, not only just on paper, but solutions that make a meaningful impact in the society and the global world that we live in.